How to avoid inaccurate language translations from ChatGPT. Imagine trying to communicate in a new language and getting a message that just doesn't make sense. That can be frustrating, especially when using AI tools like ChatGPT. If you're learning a language or working on coding projects, accuracy matters a lot. So, how can you make sure your translations are reliable? Let's look at some proven ways to keep your language translations from going off track. First, always keep your input clear and simple. ChatGPT works best with straightforward sentences. If your sentences are long or complicated, the model might misinterpret or mistranslate parts of your message. Think of it like giving directions. Simple, direct instructions lead to better results. For example, instead of saying, "Translate this complex paragraph about legal contracts," break it into smaller sentences or key points. Next, specify the context explicitly. If you're translating technical coding language or legal terms, tell ChatGPT what field it's working in. For example, say, "Translate this programming code into Spanish, preserving all syntax." This helps the model understand the right tone and vocabulary, especially when dealing with specialized language. When learning new languages, mentioning the context helps the AI pick up on idioms or slang relevant to that setting. Breaking down longer texts into smaller chunks is also a good idea. Instead of translating a whole page at once, divide it into paragraphs or sentences. This way, ChatGPT can focus on each part individually, reducing the chance of losing meaning or tone. It's like proofreading one paragraph at a time rather than trying to review an entire document in one go. Always review and edit the translations afterward. ChatGPT can produce fluent-sounding results that might still be inaccurate in meaning. Cross-check with other translation tools or ask a native speaker if possible. For example, if you're translating a technical manual, compare the output with a specialized translation service or consult a language expert. This extra step helps catch subtle errors. Use high-resource languages for better results. ChatGPT performs best with languages like English, Spanish, French, and German because it has more training data for these. For less common languages or dialects, expect lower accuracy. In those cases, consider using dedicated translation tools or consulting native speakers for critical content. Reverse translation is another handy trick. After translating into your target language, translate it back into the original language. If the meaning shifts significantly, the initial translation might be off. For example, translate from English to French and then back to English. If the original and the reverse translation don't match, you know you need to adjust your input or check the translation. Combining ChatGPT with traditional machine translation engines can also improve accuracy. Traditional tools like Google Translate or DeepL use encoder-decoder models that analyze sentence structure more thoroughly. Use ChatGPT for quick drafts or ideas, then refine with these tools or human help for important documents. Avoid relying on ChatGPT for creative or highly nuanced texts. Poetry, idioms, or cultural expressions often lose their flavor in machine translations. For these, a human translator or specialized cultural tools are much better suited. ChatGPT is great for technical or straightforward language but not for capturing tone or style. Prompt engineering is key. When working with coding or language learning, give clear instructions. For example, say, "Translate this programming code into French, keeping all syntax intact," or "Translate this technical manual accurately." Clear prompts guide ChatGPT to focus on what matters most, reducing errors. Finally, always use the latest version of ChatGPT. Newer models have improved understanding and translation skills. Staying updated means you get fewer mistakes and more natural results. Regularly check for updates and improvements from OpenAI. By following these steps, you can make your language translations more accurate and reliable. Whether you're learning a new language or working on coding projects, these tips will help you get clearer, more precise results. Remember, while ChatGPT is a powerful tool, it's always best to review and verify its output, especially for important or sensitive content.